Alright, what's good YouTube? It's Jacory back at it with another video, and here's my predictions for week 2 of the NFL season. We got the Eagles hosting the Vikings on Thursday Night Football. The Eagles came off of a sluggish win against the New England Patriots, and the Minnesota Vikings, they don't surprise me. It's just like they are very infuriating. The Vikings, they lost to Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay and the Minnesota Vikings are truly wasting Justin Jefferson's career, in my opinion. He had like 138 yards at halftime and finished the game with about like 150. And I don't know, but in this game, Justin Jefferson, he's not going to be able to do all that with this Eagles defense, because that defense is going to get after Kirk Cousins and the Vikings offensive line. The Vikings offensive line is not that good at all. They are very flawed, especially on defense. So I expect this to be like an Eagles win in a blowout fashion. So if I were to choose a score, I'd say like a good maybe 35-14 victory for the Philadelphia Eagles. Then after that, we have the Cincinnati Bengals hosting the Baltimore Ravens. Cincinnati coming off of a terrible loss to the Cleveland Browns. This man, Joe Burrow, didn't even eclipse 100 yards passing, bro. 100 yards passing. He didn't even eclipse that against the Cleveland Browns. Then you got the Baltimore Ravens, who played the Houston Texans, which they should have. The Houston Texans defense did a pretty good job containing Lamar Jackson in the first half. Then, the second half, they got outscored about, I think it was like 18-3. It was 7-6 going into halftime. So yeah, 18-3. The Baltimore Ravens, from what I saw, they suffered a lot of injuries, especially the most notable injury, J.K. Dobbins, who just tore his Achilles, which is an unfortunate situation for him, because he looked like he was getting ready to have like a season for the ages. But in this game between the Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens, because it's at Cincinnati, I got the Cincinnati Bengals winning this game, say around like 24-21. It'll still be a close game because it's always those divisional games, outside of, last week where Joe Burrow didn't show up, but I believe he will, and he will redeem himself. Then you got the Detroit Lions versus the Seattle Seahawks. First and foremost, bruh, all them people saying the Seahawks gonna win the NFC West, that ain't happening. I'm gonna let you know right now, that is not happening. Especially that performance that they put on against the Cooper Cup-less Los Angeles Rams. Like, the Seahawks are just terrible. The franchise I hate the most. Why? Because Russell Wilson. And that's enough said about that. Going against the Detroit Lions, who went into Kansas City and beat the reigning Super Bowl champions. I'm taking the Detroit Lions off rip. Their offense, Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jared Goff at quarterback. I mean, that ain't, he's not like elite or anything, but I feel like they just have more talent. DK Metcalf or whatever. Like, this man, he gonna throw another temper tantrum because he getting locked up by Emmanuel Mosley or C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I don't even think Mosley gonna play in the game, but it is what it is. Then you got the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Houston Texans. This game is pretty much a coin flip. I mean, they're both rebuilding teams. If I had to guess, I would say the Colts. But, I mean, the Colts and Texans, they definitely put up a fight. Especially the Colts, losing to the Jacksonville Jaguars. It was only like a 10-point loss compared to how much the Texans lost to. I mean, but granted, the Texans, they were holding their own against the Baltimore Ravens. The defense was C.J. Stroud. He may not have a great game, and there's always room to improve, especially Anthony Richardson. One thing that kind of irritated me about Anthony Richardson was towards the end of the game when he tried to punch it in the end zone and got rejected. He didn't protect himself like that, and you don't want to see a young talent just get injured off rip. So hopefully he learns from what he did against the Jaguars, and I'm taking the Indianapolis Colts. Don't let me down, Richardson. Then you got the Chicago Bears going against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The entire offseason, the Bears was doing a whole lot of chatting, then got smacked up by Green Bay and on their own turf, 38 to 20. Yeah, it's 38 to 20. Then you got Tampa Bay stunning the Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota. I got Tampa Bay winning this game. I think they might run away with it. But even if they don't, I still have them winning this game. I don't see anything that the Bears can offer. I mean, Justin Fields is not really a good quarterback. I mean, he gives you a couple of highlight plays here and there. He'll run here and there. Then, I guess that's it. The defense ain't really nothing. But Baker Mayfield got weapons. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. Their running game is still suspect, but all you need is Chris Godwin and Mike Evans to beat the Chicago Bears. They should do it with ease. They should, but, Mayfield is still Mayfield. He's not injury prone. He's turnover prone. Then you got a rematch of the divisional round of last year's playoffs. The Jacksonville Jaguars hosting the Kansas City Chiefs, as I just mentioned. The Jaguars outlasting the Indianapolis Colts. Then you got Kansas City coming from a loss to the Detroit Lions. And what I didn't like was Mike Tirico saying there was an asterisk to Detroit beating Kansas City. But, you play who you play. You don't really choose. The NFL schedule makers choose it. Chris Jones chose to sit out. Is that the Lions' fault? No. Kelsey hurt his knee during practice. Did the Lions have anything to do with that? No. So a win is a win. And personally, as much as I would love the Jaguars to win, I got the Kansas City Chiefs winning this one. I feel like they're going to have a bounce back, especially if Travis Kelce is playing. Then my confidence will go through the roof, because Kelce and Mahomes, that's pretty much all you need. Just think back to last year when the Raiders blew that 17-point lead on Monday Night Football to the Kansas City Chiefs. And who wasn't getting all them touchdowns? Travis Kelce. Then after that, you have the Green Bay Packers traveling to the Atlanta Falcons. Personally, I feel like this should be like a surprise game, like a surprise good game of the week. You had the Packers, as I mentioned, beating the Chicago Bears. Just they own them. There's nothing the Bears can do. Like, Rodgers is gone, then look, you got another owner. Rodgers just handed Jordan Love the keys. Like, here you go, son. Then you got the Atlanta Falcons, who beat the Carolina Panthers. And I don't know, the game was a game. Nothing to really scoff about. Nothing really impressed me on both sides. Because it's like, you're going against like a new look team, but that's besides the point. Fact of the matter is, I still have the Green Bay Packers going 2-0 and beating the Atlanta Falcons, because I just feel like the Packers have more talent than the Atlanta Falcons. Their defense, I feel like they're definitely going to get after the quarterback. I don't know if Desmond Ritter's somewhat like mobile or not, but I guess it don't matter. But nonetheless, I still got the Green Bay Packers winning. Then you have the Buffalo Bills taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders They took my boy Garoppolo. I miss him, but don't miss him because Purdy, he playing out of his mind. You got the Raiders beating the Denver Broncos in Mile High. Jimmy Garoppolo throwing 2 touchdowns to Jason Myers, the MVP for the Patriots-Raiders game last year. Then you have the Buffalo Bills coming off of a horrendous loss to the New York Jets. First and foremost, Josh Allen, bro. You supposed to be an all-pro elite quarterback, and you out here playing like you Mitch Trubisky. I don't understand Josh Allen, and for some reason, he cannot get over the hump. But, I mean, that's another day. I guess that's another story for another time. But this game, I expect the Buffalo Bills to bounce back. Gabriel Davis and especially Stephon Diggs should go off. Allen better not throw no dumb interceptions like how he did. He threw 3 interceptions to the same dude last week. 3 interceptions. Like, bro, y'all Hall of Fame chemistry if you were playing for the opposing team, I'll tell you that. Then you got the LA Chargers taking on the Tennessee Titans. Now, the Chargers, y'all defense is Hall of Fame cheeks, because y'all let this man Tyreek Hill cook y'all for 200 yards. 200 yards plus. I don't remember his total, but 200 yards plus, and y'all lost by 2 points. I mean, the offense was there. It's not like the Dolphins defense did anything outside of the final drive to where they blitzed them on 4th down and got the sack. Then you have the Tennessee Titans. Everybody played accordingly except for Ryan Tannehill throwing 3 interceptions against the New Orleans Saints. Terrible performance by Ryan Tannehill. But I don't know. This game right here was hard for me to pick. But if I'm putting my money on the line, I am taking the LA Chargers to bounce back over the Tennessee Titans due to the quarterback play of Ryan Tannehill. Tannehill cannot be trusted. Like, it would be such a shame if Tannehill and them boys would go 0-2, but just he can't be trusted. He stay making dumb plays, and he has not been the same since they lost to Cincinnati in that divisional round. During, what was it, the 2021 divisional round? Yeah, it was the 2021 divisional round. Then you have my team, the San Francisco 49ers, heading to Levi South, taking on the Los Angeles Rams, which is apparently a home game to them, but the crowd says otherwise. San Fran coming off destroying the Pittsburgh Steelers. The LA Rams, they destroyed the Seattle Seahawks, which I didn't see that coming, and I'm pretty sure nobody else saw that coming outside of maybe 1 or 2 Rams fans that still exist. I mean, there's not really much to say outside of the 49ers are going to beat the hell out of the Los Angeles Rams. That may sound a little biased, but from what history has shown, the Rams, for some reason, cannot beat the San Francisco 49ers outside of the 2021 NFC Championship game, which still hurts me in my soul. But other than that, when it's regular season, they just can't beat them. They can't compete. So I got the 49ers taking this one. It may not be easily due to being in Levi South, aka SoFi. But 49ers got this in the bag. Ain't much really to say about that. Then you have the New York Giants taking on the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals, I expected them to struggle against the Washington Commanders, but they certainly did not. They even had the lead at halftime, and they were putting up a pretty decent fight. Then you have the New York Giants, who is the only team not to even score a point. They have still yet to score a point this regular season. They got shut out, they ass beat by the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas, like, y'all, how do y'all let a team score on offense, defense, and special teams all in one game? And the special teams and defense the special teams and the defensive touchdowns came in the first half. Y'all had the nerve to leave Daniel Jones in. Yeah, so leave him in while y'all still getting beat 40-0. But I mean, new week, y'all definitely will score some points this time. I do have the New York Giants beating the Arizona Cardinals. Me and pretty much everybody else has like the Cardinals being like the worst team in the NFL. But still, just because they might be the worst team don't mean that they won't put up a fight. I see them putting up a fight, but yeah, they're not winning though. Then you have the New York Jets taking on the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys, just the offense didn't have to do much. The defense and special teams pretty much took over. Then you have the New York Jets, who beat the Buffalo Bills on Monday Night Football, which was a chef's kiss to end the game. But yeah, as far as New York Jets fans go, I'm really sorry for y'all that y'all lost Aaron Rodgers with I think he only played 4 snaps. I'm sorry that y'all lost him, because y'all really had all them hopes. Y'all have not made the playoffs since I was in 3rd grade. But I have y'all losing to the Dallas Cowboys, because ain't no telling what kind of Zach Wilson y'all are gonna get. I mean, Zach Wilson's kind of inconsistent, but if anything, I see it being like a low-scoring game due to both defenses being top 5. I see a defensive slugfest, so I still got the Cowboys squeaking it out by, I say, like a clutch last-minute drive to get a game-winning field goal. That's how I see it happening. Then you got the Denver Broncos going against the Washington Commanders. The Commanders, they barely squeaked it out against the Arizona Cardinals, in which that was a very interesting game to watch. Then you got the Denver Broncos losing to my boy Jimmy G and the Las Vegas Raiders. But I do have the Denver Broncos bouncing back, and I feel like the Denver Broncos, depending on the offense, they should run away with it. That's just depending on the offense. So, who knows? Hopefully they do. Because please make the playoffs for my boy Seth. He needs it. My boy Seth needs it. Then you have Sunday Night Football. The New England Patriots going against the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins putting up a lot of points. You got Tyreek Hill going for 200-plus receiving yards. You got Tua Tagovailoa throwing for 466 yards, if I'm correct. And the defense left a lot to be desired, because I don't know how y'all are giving up. I guess defense just ain't that good. I can't even say I don't know how when I watched it. So, defense wasn't really that good. You got the New England Patriots, who gave the Philadelphia Eagles a run for their money. Mac Jones, he had 3 touchdowns for 300-plus yards, which is pretty good, but he did throw that costly pick 6. So I think that's like what cost him the game. If he doesn't throw that pick 6, then I feel like the Patriots win that game. The Patriots definitely win that game. But, I mean, they didn't win. This is a coin flip. This is a real coin flip. It's just... Normally, from the past couple of years, what I've seen, the Dolphins always beat the Patriots in the first meeting. Then the Patriots always get them in the second meeting. But I don't know. I think all that changes today. I got the New England Patriots beating the Miami Dolphins with their defense winning them the game. So, yeah. Then we have a doubleheader for Monday Night Football. The first of the doubleheader, you got the New Orleans Saints going to Carolina to take on the Panthers. The Saints, they squeaked out a 1-point win against the Tennessee Titans. Then you got the Panthers put up 10 points against the Atlanta Falcons, and they lost. I still feel like there's still going to be growing pains for Bryce Young. The New Orleans Saints are going to win this game, definitely, because they are the most established team out of these two teams playing each other. And Bryce Young, he's still going to have a lot to learn. Eventually, the Panthers, they'll probably win like some games, but this game, like they're not winning. So I got the New Orleans Saints beating the Panthers at Carolina. Then the last of the doubleheaders, we have the Cleveland Browns taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Browns, first and foremost, they handled their business in Cleveland on their opener, on their turf against the Cincinnati Bengals. Deshaun Watson didn't have a good game against the Bengals, but I mean, the rest of the team did, so there's really nothing much to worry about in that game. However, I feel like he'll have his best performance against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who got ransacked by the San Francisco 49ers. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, they'll definitely perform better than they did against the 49ers, but they're not winning. And I got the Cleveland Browns taking home the W, going 2-0. It's sitting up top the AFC North. So, those are my predictions. I hope y'all enjoyed. And sayonara.